everyone, I'm Molly, and we're about to overshare a lot for no reason. But I lived in my van from May to November of 2022 in my 2007 Honda Odyssey fancy minivan. And people always ask van lifers how much they make, how much they spend, how much they had to save to live in a van. And I don't actually know exactly how much I saved and spent to live in the van. Like obviously I budgeted, etc. But let's look at it today and figure it out and just overexpose my whole life. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's do a little whiteboard situation first. I've never actually done a whiteboard, but this time's fun. So nope, we're not doing that. My handwriting is terrible. So I graduated college in December 2020. And then I wasted no time. I got my first big girl job in January 2021. I was a temporary policy assistant. Like it was a temp job through an agency. And then I November and September of 2021, I became full-time. And I was making 48K. And I was making slightly less as a temp, but we're just gonna merge that in for the math. And then I quit my job in May of 2022, May 1st-ish. I quit to live in a van. It's my face. Actually, I don't need to do separate math because it wasn't actually the same amount. I was making 32K there. Okay, so that's a little gist of what's going on. And now let's jump into like the math of how this worked. So I am going to have to reshare my screen. Share entire screen. Oh, now the whiteboard went away. I'm never gonna get back. Okay, so we're just jumping right in. Here's my bank account. So I was working at American Association of whatever, and here is the furthest back it'll go. February 2022. So I said I started working there in January 2021, and I worked there for a year and a half until the end of April 2022. And I was making 1,507 per 2 weeks, which comes out to around 48K after, like this is after taxes. So it comes out to like 35K or whatever it is. And that's how much I was making. And all these other payments are small things. This is my old American Eagle credit card because it's the only one I could get when I graduated college. They're the only ones who would accept me. These are external transfers. Oh, this is a transfer to my Roth IRA because gotta start retirement saving young. Love that. These are just some like Venmo payments for different situations. This is a Venmo payout. Someone paid me. Or no, a cash out. Someone paying me. I don't truly understand. So yeah, and then I have paychecks, always the same amount. And then my last paycheck. So I did keep working. I started living in the van May 1st, 2022. I was living with my partner at the time. They had already quit their job because they hated their job. So they had quit in maybe April or March and we're looking for new jobs, but we decided to live in a van instead. But I kept working and I was working remotely the first 2 weeks of van life. So I got my last paycheck on May 13th. That was my last day of work. And that paycheck was for $1,399. And then I stopped working and I was just hiking every day and exploring. But very nicely, I got my payout for my unused PTO, which was more than a single paycheck. It was $1,615. I got paid that on March 31st. So that helped with expenses a lot as well. That kind of took off like a whole month of van life. And then from then on, no more paychecks, but these are paying on my credit card bill, paying Venmo, that kind of thing. And I can look here if there's anything else. Yeah, these are all just small amounts. Venmo, my Planet Fitness. If you get Planet Fitness, one thing about it is that it does come directly out of your checking account or like savings account. They don't, sorry, no, just checking account. They don't put it on a credit card. So that is $25 a month for two people. I only did it 1 month because other times we just went to campgrounds. But anyway, so that is literally my bank account. I hope you enjoyed. So over here we have a map of where we went. So we started in New Jersey on March 1st-ish, and we traveled across. We visited my partner's friends in Pittsburgh, at the University of Pittsburgh where they went. And then we continued on to Cleveland, Toledo, Ann Arbor, where I went to school, and then Indiana Sand Dunes National Park, Chicago, up to Michigan. And I'll come back to this map, but let's look at literally how much I spent. So this is my Capital One statement. And yeah, so I'll say I did pay for most things. Me and my partner split gas, and we split food, obviously. Like if we went to a restaurant, like with friends or whatever, we'd split that kind of thing, and groceries. But I paid for a lot of other stuff just because they had quit their job earlier than me, so I had a little bit more savings. Also, they just really liked to like spend money on things like gifts, so I would pay for some more things like campgrounds. Okay, so van life. Nothing for the first 8 days of May, which I'm pretty impressed by. And then May 9th, we have Carnegie Mellon. I think that's parking for the van. Sunoco's gas, $74.74. That was a rough one. This is right at the start of the gas crisis when it got super expensive. So that was rough. Piata, that was fun. I assume it's the same day. So for me and my partner, Save A Lot is groceries, I think. Fowl and fodder. This was the most expensive thing. This was brunch, with my ex-partner's friend. But I think they Venmoed me for part of it. Okay, so this is basically Pittsburgh. The entire time we were in Pittsburgh until this is the entire time we're in Pittsburgh. This is all I spent was one meal, $2 in parking, and then gas. So that's pretty good. For an entire like weekend trip basically. And then we continued on to Toledo, and we got very expensive brunch and some groceries. And then we continued on to Ann Arbor, where I went to school. I spent a little bit here. No Thai is my favorite Thai restaurant from college, so I got Thai food for me, my partner, and one of my best friends at school, Shonda. And then I got Washtenaw Dairy, which is my favorite ice cream shop for me, my partner, and my friend Shonda. And then gas was $77. So if you can tell, everything I'm spending right now is food and gas, and I'm spending a lot more in food than later in van life because I was in cities visiting friends. So that's when you like go out to eat with people and spend more money. Slash, these are like places that have a lot of like sentimental value, so I wanted to visit them. Oh, and so is TK Woo. That's the best food in Ann Arbor, and it's $2 because I just got a hot and sour soup, and it was the best soup ever. Okay, so this is American National Parks, $3. That's probably a sticker that went on my beautiful water bottle. I don't know which one it would be. Actually, I do. It would be the Indiana Sand Dunes one, which is on Alex's water bottle. And then, yep, we paid $12 to the park. I think that was just for entry. We did get food there. We got Heroes. Lakeside Market, that's groceries. This is when we're in Chicago. Giordano's, we wanted to try deep dish pizza, so we did. And then La Vaca Margarita. This is an expensive one. We went out with all my friends in Chicago. So my best friend, one of my good friends from high school, my cousin, like we went out with like a big group of people, and I'm the type of person who like has to pay for things when I invite people out. So I was like, oh, like I'll get all the drinks, I'll get all the dinner. So that was expensive. But for the month of May, or at least this statement period is up until May 20th, I guess, spent $500. And the big majority of that is gas. And yeah, this is talking about my ARP. So yeah, I'm obviously over explaining. You can make your own determinations, but I feel there's no rent in this and like no other big expenses. And I will note that my phone bill is not on here. My car insurance is not on here. My car insurance is about $150 a month. That comes directly in my checking account. My phone bill is $50 a month. That comes out of my checking account as well. So there are additional costs. So let's at least add $200 onto that. I'm trying to think if there's any other standard bills that I pay. Those are the only two I can think of at this time. So add $200 on, and that's $750 for the month of May. Let's go to June. Okay, so end of May, we got gas, $51. US courts. Okay, so when we were in okay, so let's look at the map again. We are continuing up to northern Michigan now. This is called the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I hope you can see where my mouse is, but if not, hopefully you know where Michigan is. And it's the Upper Peninsula. And we were at Pictured Rocks National Park, which is the most beautiful national park in the world. Like just genuinely, I can't even describe it. Honestly, just want to bring up Google Photos and search it and show you how gorgeous it is. Let's see if it will just do this. Um, Pictured rocks. Ignore all my other pictures. Okay, so yeah, it does. So this is Pictured Rocks. Like just such a gorgeous place. I'm obsessed with it. So that's where we are in these pictures or in this time period. Oh, and this is our start of van life. We didn't know exactly where we could park. So we parked somewhere that we thought was not in the national, or sorry, not national park, national lakeshore, I believe, or recreation area. Sorry, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. And whatever, we parked there. It was very obvious we were camping in our car. We had all the window covers in. We had like a bathing suit hanging off the window, like we weren't trying to hide it. And so we got woken up in the morning by the park rangers and we got a ticket for $180 that I decided to pay because van life is my thing. So that was expensive. Then Walmart, groceries, I assume, BP, some more gas. Sawbill Canoe Outfitters was a campground in the Boundary Waters. So instead of being Upper Peninsula of Michigan, now we're over in Minnesota, in the border between Canada and northern Minnesota, in this beautiful area called the Boundary Waters. Let's see what we can pull up. Yeah, so this is our campground. This is us chilling in the van and then canoeing. So we paid for both the campground for I think 4 nights, and then also like the canoe. And then there's a picture of us portaging the canoe, if this will load, which is like when you hold a canoe over your head. I'm not going to find it at this moment, but I can add it in later. So yeah, so worth it, absolutely. This is another campground. Dairy Queen, that is one thing we spent a lot of money over the summer on, was Dairy Queen, because ice cream, you know. Bryden's Border, I think that was propane. Voyager's Brewing, that was, we actually went out. So that was $44, like a date night situation. My sister's place, that was like a little like diner type of deal. I bought his food there. Ella Bean. This was a gift for Alex. I got him an anorak jacket. An anorak. Do you know what I'm talking about? Um, one of these. So that's what that is. And that was at the Mall of America. So we are now driving down through Minnesota to Minneapolis, where the Mall of America is. And the Mall of America is a super, super fun place. No, I'm making a mess of my Google Photos. Um, Okay, these are the only pictures that come up, but that is the Bubba Gump. um, that's not the Mall of America. Okay, I wonder Minneapolis. What do we got for Minneapolis? Nothing. These are old pictures. Okay, so so yeah, so we also got Piata there. I guess Piata was a theme on this trip, and ramen. We had a great time at the Mall of America. We spent an entire day there, and we went hard and bought food and lived our lives. And then we have BP gas again, expensive, and now we're into June. Walmart, just $1 for whatever the heck I bought at Walmart for $1. Um, I really don't know what that would have been. It's funny. Pump and Pantry, I think is a grocery store. Holiday Stations, I think is a grocery store or maybe a gas station. I have no idea what River Concepts is. New England, no, Nebraska. I don't know, maybe like a souvenir of some sort. My Apple bill, this was for my subscription to Road Trippers, which is an app that helps you plan road trips, which was totally not necessary, but it was kind of helpful. So um, you can invest if you want. Safeway fuel, $83. Whew, gas prices continue to rise. Sunday, Glenwood Springs. Oh, so now we're in Colorado. So we kind of gas hightailed it from Minneapolis down through Sioux Falls in South Dakota. And we were going to go to near Rapid City. We were going to go to Badlands and other places in western South Dakota, but we were kind of just like in the mood to see family. And my family was available in Denver, and we wanted some places to be able to stop on the way back so that we didn't have to travel all the way back from Seattle to New Jersey when we already hit all the spots. So we decided to go from Sioux Falls down through Nebraska to Denver, where I have family. And then we went across Denver, and that is when we got Glenwood Springs is a beautiful place in Colorado where my cousin lives. And I bought them, they took us out to dinner, and so I bought them ice cream. Not exactly even, but they're adults. So, and then here's my very expensive flight home. My partner and I did go to Italy last summer, and so that was our flight. And that was an expensive, not really van life thing, but that was for a family event. Recreation.gov, $2. That's like a reservation fee or like a what's it called? Like a permit to get into the park, but they just make you pay like $1 or $2 to make sure you're a human. My Apple bill, I started paying for storage at this point, so that became $3 a month an added bill because I went over my storage for photos. Pilot is a gas station, Exxon's a gas station. Walk of Joy, this place was terrible. Telluride, Colorado. This was a Chinese buffet, but it was all the food was cold and it was not great. No shame. But Telluride is where it's a ski town in Colorado, and there was a huge festival going on at the time. And we wanted to stay over, but we couldn't because you could only stay over if you had like tickets to the festival. Like they were like controlling how many cars could come in and out, which was kind of interesting. But it was so cool how we just happened to be places during the times of like big festivals. I thought that was like a cool part of van life. We also happened to be in Vail, Colorado during the GoPro mountain games, and we saw extreme kayaking and rock climbing. And that was just super cool. Like the fact that we just happened to be in Colorado during that, like in Vail, like that was not planned at all. Um, and I feel like I'm going through these charges and it feels like a lot of money, but the thing like that's going through my head as I look at this is like Telluride. So between when we got ice cream on June 10th and Telluride on June 15th, we went from Glenwood Springs is all the way up here, like northern Colorado. And then we went into Utah to Moab, visited Arches, visited Canyonlands, went back into Colorado, went to Mesa Verde, went to Black Canyon of the Gunnison, and then went to Telluride, I believe. Like we went to all these cool places, did all these cool things, and there's like no charges because it was really just gas. We did go out to eat. It looks like we got to eat a lot, but it's really not that much when you think of all the things we're doing and all the cool cities we're going to that we're not going out to eat in. Um, and like the fact that in a span of 5 days, you could hit like 4 national parks, see cool, like see your family in these places where you don't live, like go be in the same town as like some huge folk festival in 5 days is crazy because like today's um February 23rd. I'm going to Okeechobee, a music festival on February 28th. So that's 5 days where I'm going to do nothing, probably. Like I'm going to work from 9 to 5, or more likely 9 to 7 or 8 at night. Tonight I worked until 8:30 p.m. Um, and then after work, I might go to the gym, cook myself dinner, maybe hang out with a friend or two. But the amount of things, amount of amazing, cool things you're doing during van life is just awesome. And like nothing, the price is nothing compared to the experiences you're having, in my personal opinion. And I know I've been talking for a while, so let's get through this. Mesa Verde Museum. Okay, I was wrong. I went to Mesa Verde after Telluride, I guess. I don't know what Aurora Mark Fairview is. Probably a store where we bought stickers again. We really, really filled up these bottles with stickers. Natural Bridges was a beautiful place. I think I bought some postcards there. Hollow Mountain is a gas station, I believe. This looks like dinner. So if you think about it, last time we got food was the Walk of Joy, June 15th. And then the next time we got food was June 18th, 3 days in between, like cooking all those other meals. Maybe Alex bought a meal, I'm not sure, but that's pretty good. This is campgrounds at Bryce Canyon. We did a lot of times we're camping on BLM campground or like free national forest land, but we did pay for campgrounds sometimes, and that's when we got showers and even sometimes washing machines, a supermarket, Zion. So Zion Adventure was getting the sticks and the shoes and the pants for what's it called? For hiking the Narrows. So that was necessary, especially because I had a torn ACL. I needed the pants so I could wear my knee brace and it wouldn't get wet. So they're like waterproof neoprene, I think is the material pants. So that was $62. National Park Forever. Oh, I bought Alex like a t-shirt and a hat that he wanted. Recreation.gov. This looks like a campground to me. Main Street Cafe is a meal. Ernie's two-seater. I don't know what that is. Either a gas station or maybe a meal. I don't know. Okay, so for the period of June and May, that's $1,887 plus $200, so $2,000 or $280, $2,080 for June and May, but minus $180 for ticket for parking in the wrong spot, and then minus $600 for like an unrelated flight that isn't really related to van life at all. And that comes out to about 1,200 for this statement period. Okay. So at this point, we are in Utah. We went to Zion already. And now we're kind of in this area up in here near Vegas. So I'm just going to close out of these. Okay, so now we already did May and June. Okay, so nope, did I mess this up? I think I messed this up. We didn't do June yet. Sorry about that. So, okay, so here we are with June. Don't mind, this is the one we just did. We're good. Okay. So here we are in July. Am I confused? I might be confused, but we're just gonna, if I missed a month, we're just gonna go with it and it's fine. Don't know what's going on. This is July, this is July, this is September. Where are these other months go? Where are these other months? I swear I opened these all up. This is June. Okay. I don't know. We're gonna go through the ones we have. Okay, so we're skipping the month of August, or skipping the beginning of July, I think. But here we are at July 23rd, and we are in Los Angeles. Okay, so we did skip a good amount. So we went through Vegas. We didn't go to Arizona barely at all on this trip. So we're just skipping a little bit like Death Valley, but and Vegas itself. And we drove straight from Vegas to Los Angeles though. So there's nothing in between here. And now we're landing here in Los Angeles. My prediction is that I spent a little bit more here because it's a city. We went to a national park called Channel Islands, which was expensive to get to. Um, and then I was staying with my cousin. And so like when I'm staying with young people who live in a city, we're bound to like go out and do things that cost more money. So Spoke Bicycle American, I have no idea what that is. Oh no, I do. That was a bar I went to with my cousin, and it was like bicycle themed. Like it was on a bike path, and people rode their bikes there, and then would park them and get a beer. And that was kind of cool. So I got a salad there for $16. Um, Valet parking for something. It's $5. Went to the movie theater. I think I got popcorn maybe. I don't know why it would only be $2 though, but I got something there. I think I did pay for those movie tickets, but they were on my Venmo, I remember. I don't know why. It was like on AMC you could pay with Venmo, and I was like, cool, let's use up my Venmo balance. DLR Emporium, don't know what that is. Hope it's PC. Dunkin' Donuts was probably avocado toast for me and Alex, knowing me. Okay, and then here we get to the more expensive things. Island Packers cruises, that was to Channel Islands National Park, which was so worth it, but that was $126 for the two of us. And then here's like a sticker I bought there, which is right here, Channel Islands National Park. And then this is a fancy dancy ice cream shop that my cousin brought us to, $6. Um, Treasure Tree National Park, 54 cents. I don't know what that is. Oh, I guess that's a postcard. Walmart, $10. Okay, here's Spirit Airlines. Um, I went to my sister-in-law's bachelorette party in August. So that is the flight there. It was $290. So you can take that out of the total if you want, because how many people are going to a bachelorette party during van life? I don't know, maybe all of us. Who's to say? Again, Walmart, $10, and then Walmart 49. That's an oil change on the car. So that is a cost that we're definitely going to include. Joshua Tree, 15. That was probably camping. It was definitely camping. I remember that. Rite Aid, I know what I bought here. I bought a book. It was a good book. It was like one of those random like page turners that they have. Brazilian Muscle Bowls, that was a funny place. It's crazy, like I can remember all these places so well. I kind of want to like save these statements in my like Google Drive so I can go back and look at them because this is like bringing back so many good memories. Um, Pick and Go, don't know what that is. Oh, but I'm guessing gas. Burger King, $5. Probably like I wanted to use the bathroom and I wanted to buy something. Apple, Recreation Gov, again, some sort of like entrance permit fee for a park. Now we're at a park again, Kings Canyon, $4. Definitely a sticker that I have on my water bottle. That's probably this one. Stony Creek Resort, Sequoia, $30. That is a campground. Or maybe like a store there where we got food and groceries. This is Chinese place, Mediterranean place. I don't know what Viv is. Tom Yum, that looks like Thai food to me. Okay, and now we're in Austin, Texas. So this is bachelorette costs. So we're just gonna kind of skip over all of these things. Okay, and now we're back at Recreation Gov. $10. Um, Lyft. That was definitely during the bachelorette party, but it just like was charged later. Walmart, $10. Recreation $10. Oh, so these $10 recreation charges, we're trying to get the permits to do Half Dome and Yosemite. And it costs $10 to enter the lottery for the permit, which is very annoying. So we've spent a lot of money on that in total. And we didn't get the permit, but we ended up doing Half Dome just by backpacking and like getting around it. Like I think if you get there before a certain time in the morning, you don't need a permit. So we backpacked the night before and then woke up at 2 a.m. to hike up there. So we didn't need a permit. Um, do, do, Recreation.gov. Gas, $72. Groceries, $64. Curry Mountain, I don't know what that is, $4 and $5, but Recreation.gov, $20. That's more Yosemite stuff. Oh no, so we're at Yosemite now. So this is paying for a backpacking permit, I believe. Yosemite Lakes, something there, probably groceries. Like we went to the little Yosemite store and we got, apples and peanut butter and like stuff for that backpacking trip. $10 at McDonald's. Again, my monthly Apple bill of $3. Gas. And here's another flight. God, I just be buying flights on this van life trip. This is my flight to my brother's wedding in Cleveland. So that was a necessary purchase. And I think that's the flight for both me and Alex. And Alex didn't end up coming, but I think that was the price for both of us. It was only like $250 a person. Okay, we're getting down to the end. Country Grill is a restaurant, whatever restaurant. This $200 is my bridesmaid's dress. So that was an expensive one, but again, you could take that out. So we're taking out like 1,000 basically for my flight to Austin, my flight to Cleveland, and my bridesmaid's dress. It's $1,000 right there, if not more. Groceries, gas, ramen. These ferries, these are cool. So in Seattle, to get like to the other, let's show the map again. Okay, so also wild. So in this span of time, we went from Los Angeles, we went down to San Diego, into Tijuana, Mexico, back up to Los Angeles. Along here, we went to Sequoia National Park, Kings Canyon National Park, Yosemite National Park, Pinnacles National Park, San Francisco, Lassen Volcanic National Park, Redwood National Park, Sacramento. I flew to Austin, flew back, and all through Oregon, and we are in Seattle. So we've done so much in this period of time where you're just seeing some gas and some restaurants. And we're in Seattle. And when you're in Seattle, there's this body of water here. I don't know if you can tell. I can zoom in. And to get to the other side, you can drive around. It doesn't take that much longer, but we just thought it would be fun to take the ferry. So we did. I was going to visit my grandma's sister. So we took the ferry and that was $20 each way, which is like an unnecessary expense, but it was fun. And then Goodwill spent $20. And finally DSW, those were my shoes for the wedding. And oh, we got some more. This David's bridal dress was another dress for the wedding that I returned. So we're up to like $1,300 question mark. Marshalls $6. UPS $12. That was this UPS charge is so annoying. That was because with Planet Fitness, you have to cancel your Planet Fitness membership at the same one you started it at, or you have to mail in a form. You can't what's it called? You can't call or cancel mine or cancel via email. You have to cancel in person or by mail. So this was my overnight mailing and my cancellation form, so I wouldn't be charged for the next month. And yeah, so let's decide how much we're gonna subtract. I mean, there's all sorts of things I could subtract, but we're just gonna subtract the huge things. 290. So 300. I'm looking for big charges. 300 plus 530. That's 830 plus 200. That's 1,030. 1,050. 1,000. 1,500. Let's just go with that. So minus 1,000, 1,500, we're at 1,100 for this month of July and August. Okay, so now we're in Seattle, and now we are going to start the fun trip home. So we're going to go all across the country, 2,000 miles, back to our final destination, which was Firefly Music Festival in Dover, Delaware. Let's do it. I'm sure you're very bored, but I said I was going to do this, so let's do it. No, this starts in September. What is going on here? Okay. Let me pause the share and let me fix this. Pause. I just don't really want you to see my password to get into my credit card. So that is why we were pausing. Do. This brings me so much joy looking back on this. It makes me so thrilled. Okay. So now we're looking for, that was June and July, and now we're looking for August. View statements, select statement, August. Oh no, sorry, we just looked at August, so we are trying to look at September. Okay, download, open. Okay, and then let's just download October so we have it. We really don't need to go through all of these because it's unnecessary, but I'll go through till I get bored. Okay. So we're resuming share and we are on the month of, nope, that's wrong. No, it's also wrong. Let's see. Here we go, end of August. Let's do it. So see, yep, I got refunded for the David's bridal dress. And this is some payment. Okay, so this is a souvenir. Norwegian Encore. We went on a cruise with Alex's parents. And this was like the room fees, I think. And this is a flight. I think this is, I don't know what this is, Seattle to Denver, Denver to Cleveland. $61. I assume that's a bag, but I never pay for a bag. I know I did not pay for a bag, so I don't know what that is actually. It's funny actually, on this flight, they tried to charge me for a bag and I was not having it at all. They were like, your backpack's too big. All I brought was a tiny, like my backpacking bag, but it's only 45 liters. So I took everything out and I was sitting on the ground because I was like, I'm gonna be a jerk about this. Like I'm not paying and I'm not gonna go quietly. So I'm sitting on the ground. I take everything out of my backpack. I'm putting stuff under my shirt. I have COVID, by the way. Like it had already been 10 days. According to the CDC, I wasn't contagious, but I was like, I had COVID. I was not feeling well. I was like wearing triple masks because I didn't want to get anyone sick. And I'm on the ground here. I'm putting everything under my shirt. These nice young girls are like, oh, let me put stuff in my bag. Like they took my like what heels for the wedding and my dress, like put stuff in their bag for me so they could give it to me later. Like so nice. But like so annoying that Frontier was like this. So I don't know what this charge is. I'm actually gonna look into it because like no way did I pay for a bag. So I don't know what this is. Okay, Shutterfly, that was part of my brother's wedding gift. Lifts within when I was at my brother's wedding, this was like a lift to get my grandma to where their rehearsal dinner was. She asked me to order her one. CVS, that was probably for a COVID test. Ruby's Dinette. Okay, so now we're back in van life. And we're back. Best Buy, I don't know what I needed at Best Buy, but whatever that was, maybe like a screen protector for my phone. Recreation.gov, $20. That's a campground. This was a gift for my friend for her birthday. Sting's food. I don't know what that is. But food of some sort, gas. Okay, now we're at Glacier. So we look at this map. We went all the way from Seattle across Washington through Spokane, through Idaho, and now we're in southwestern Montana at Glacier National Park. So some food there, more gas. Now we're down in Yellowstone, Appleville, Jenny Lake stuff. These are all like small charges. Walmart, $56. That was another oil change. Make sure to budget like $50 a month for oil changes because you're driving a lot of miles if you're like me. Ridley's, that looks like a gas station. Okay, Crazy Host Memorial is so cool. So I don't know if you know, Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota. It's in western South Dakota near Rapid City. And it's a monument carved out of stone to former presidents, George Washington and others. And it was carved, I believe, on like land that was very important to Native Americans, and like no one cared. And so it has kind of like a troubling history in that way. It's also like way smaller than you expect. It's still cool, but it's smaller than you expect. But they have right near it something called Crazy Horse Memorial. I'm gonna look this up because like actually really important. South Dakota. Okay, we got a whole album called South Dakota. Wind Cave National Park. Oh my god. So one of those like $10 Walmart charges was we left my Birkenstocks on the side of the highway. Like so annoying. There's a picture of the van. And Alex is sitting in the back, and right next to him, like on the side of the car, are my Birkenstocks. And then we got in the car and drove away, and they're gone. And I don't know how we missed them, how we didn't pick them up, but we didn't. So I bought these shoes, these trash shoes at Walmart for like a few dollars. And the reason I bought these instead of like flip-flops is because I want to be able to wear socks. If it's like cold and I'm like getting up in the middle of the night to pee, I don't want to have to take off my socks. So they're ugly, but it's fine. Um, okay, here's all the really cool prairie dogs that are in Wind Cave. Okay, these pictures are funny, but this is what's it called? Crazy Horse Memorial. And I can also just I want to like do it justice because it's super cool. I don't want to like just do a funny picture of it. So this is a memorial. It's way bigger than Mount Rushmore, like 100 times bigger. And it is a memorial to a Native American named Crazy Horse. And it will eventually look like this white statue here. But it's taking a long time because it is huge. Like I think it's like 40 times the size of Mount Rushmore or something like that. But it was really cool. It was great to learn about the Native American history. And that was just an awesome experience. And yeah, so I spent $30 to go there for me and Alex. If you go to Mount Rushmore, you have to go to Crazy Horse. It's so cool. Okay, more gas. Sinex Chubby, whatever that is, more gas probably. Recreation.gov, $70. I don't know what that is, but September 17th. Let's see if we can figure it out. September 2022. September 17th. These are all pictures from Firefly. Firefly. Okay, 17th, so Saturday. Let's see. We are in Kansas City, it looks like. Why? Okay, here's Crazy Horse. Look how cool this is. I don't know why we spent $70, but $70 on something recreation.gov, like a campground. Maybe it's like multiple nights of campgrounds. I don't know. Unclear. We're not even in near a national park at this point. Oh, you know what it is? We're at Gateway Arch, maybe. No, Gateway Arch is $31 to go up into Gateway Arch, which is so cool. Let me tell you how cool Gateway Arch is. Okay, I don't have pictures of it. Okay. iParkit is parking in Chicago. Mammoth Cave National Park. This is entrance fee. Waffle House, gotta go to Waffle House. That's always a necessity. More gas, and more gas. And our total is $800.47. I mean, you can a lot of, so like 131. This is like an unrelated charge completely, but we can leave it on there, whatever. Let's say that the total for this part of August and September is $800. All right, are we done yet? Okay, so now we're like back from van life, pretty much. I'm tired of going through these, to be totally honest. Here's groceries. Pace groups is a therapy thing. So that's mental health related. Dollar Tree. Okay, we're gonna call it a day on these credit card statements and that. So we traveled across the country from New Jersey to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Ann Arbor, Chicago, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, Upper Minnesota, Minneapolis, Sioux Falls, Rapid City, Denver, 4 parks in Colorado. No, yeah, 4 parks, Colorado, 5 parks in Utah, 2 parks in Nevada, 8 parks in California, or however many there are, Mexico, Oregon, Washington, all the way back. And I don't know, but I think just looking at those statements, what I would guess is a little over $1,000 a month on gas and food. Like, I would say that. So I would say that I spent, let's round up and say $8,000 for the 6 months. And I can actually tally a number and put it on the screen or something. But let's say $1,000 a month. Because the first month we spent like nothing. And then after that, we spent more. A lot of it was like wedding related because my brother got married. But let's say $8,000 for 6 months. And for like some of the coolest experiences in the entire world. And let's quickly go through how we paid for this. So first, so we got a paycheck May 13th for $1,500, and then a paycheck May 31st for $1,500. So that's $3,000 out of the, let's say, $8,000 I spent in 6 months. So we're at $5,000 left. The last month I was canvassing for John Fetterman for governor. I got paid in one weekend of that. I got paid like $700, but the whole time I got paid like maybe $2,000. And that's part of that 6-month period. So we're taking off another $2,000. So we're down to $3,000. I get stipended for a job I do called Headcount, where I go to concerts. And for the summer period, I got stipended $750. So now we're down to $2,000. Did I do that math right? 8,000 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1. 8 minus 6 is $2,000. So we're at $2,000 left. And that money came from the savings that I had saved by, having a job beforehand, putting money in my savings, and also living at home, saving a ton on rent. So that is how I paid for van life. I hope that's helpful because people ask things all the time. And I feel like the implication is that van lifers on the internet are lying. They're like, you don't make enough from like social media marketing and selling your gems or like selling jewelry, whatever you do, like on the side to do this. Like, you must have like a trust fund. And I'm sure there's many van lifers who have a trust fund. Like I have extreme privilege. I have extreme privilege to live at home, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But me being able to do van life was not because solely of that privilege. It is a doable thing for lots of people. And like some things to note, I wasn't, sending any money back home, like helping out my parents with bills, anything like that. I mean, I did get my grandma an Uber. That doesn't, like I wasn't really helping out my family monetarily. I wasn't dealing with any type of racial injustice that could have caused me to pay more money. Like, let's say just as like a small example, like I go into gas stations, restaurants, etc. I use the bathroom. I don't feel too bad about it. I know no one's going to call me out as like a young white female. Someone else might not feel like they have that same privilege and might have to spend that money to use the bathroom, etc. Um, there's some bills that weren't included in here. Like we saw my Planet Fitness membership was on the thing. That was only 1 month. And then there was a lot of things through Venmo because like Alex would pay and I'd pay him back and vice versa. But we're just gonna make that all even because it pretty much evened out between the two of us. Um, so yeah, $8,000, cut it down with all the income I made during that time. It gets down to $2,000, and that came from savings. And that's living on a van. Yeah, I appreciate people watching this if you watch this because going through that was really fun. It really brought me back to like really amazing times of my life. And I can't wait to get back on the road. I really can't wait to get back. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.